my channel. My name's Chris Link and I appreciate y'all being here. Today what we decided to do is, since most everybody is working from home due to the coronavirus pandemic that we're dealing with right now, I thought I would do a get ready with me when you're working from home. So sometimes you want to just stay in, but you do want some little look on your face for your husband or your wife or your significant other. So I thought I would just do what I'm doing around the house to keep myself sane and to maybe provide a little bit of coverage for this while I'm at home and my family has to look at me all the time. Okay, so what I've done already is I have prepped my skin. I have washed. I have used my growth factors. I've used my vitamin C serums. I've used my hyaluronic acid, my HA5 I used today. I've used my sunscreen. So everything is pretty much, my face is prepped, my canvas is ready, and so I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. I will try to link most everything that I use down below so that you can take a look at it, and if you want to order something, because yes, I have been massively Amazon shopping recently. So, okay, first thing we're going to do, let me go ahead and apologize. The hair. I'm kind of using this time to not put hot tools on my hair since I'm not going out in public. You know, I may put a little makeup on, but my family's having to deal with the flat kind of yuck hair. But so to get it out of the way, I'm using these little clips from Amazon that everybody has heard about and seen. If my hair was done, then they wouldn't cause your hair to have any bends in it or anything like that. So this is going to be real pretty for a minute, but let's go ahead and get that hair back and out of the way. Oh, that is just so attractive. Look at my dark under eye circles. Is that not crazy? Amazing. So, okay, the first thing we're going to start with is we are going to just, this is just going to be a home, you know, I'm sitting around the house kind of look. So not going to be anything fancy, but the two products that I have found that I love more than anything right now, if I want to have like a glow to my skin, I choose between these two products. Now right now, Glam Glow, I don't know, that light from that might be difficult. This Glam Glow product I'm really loving. It says Mega Illuminating Moisturizer Glow Starter. And what I'm doing these days is I am mixing it in my palm with my Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. And I don't know if y'all can see, it is time for some more of this. This one is lighter. I use this one, and then I also use the NARS Tinted Moisturizer. I use that as well for just light coverage, not when I'm singing or anything like that, but just around the house or just during the day. So today I'm going to use, my color that I use is Fawn. I can't even read what that is, Fawn. But what I do is I open both of my containers of these. And this, I know, I'm the only one using it, so I do use my finger. But I take my fingernail and I scrape it backwards to just get, just a glob. Let's use the word glob. I use a glob and I put it on my finger like that. And then I get that for the tinted moisturizer, and I just kind of put a little bit in my palm. I do have beauty blenders that I use on occasion. But most of the time let's just use our hands and our fingers. So what I'm going to do is, that's kind of what I've got, and you can see that it's the Glow Master and the Tinted Moisturizer. I mix it together in the palm of my hand, and then I'm just going to smear it on. Now, as I look at it, and then I even use my palm, I kind of covered that up a little bit. I'm sure y'all saw it before. That is the result of Easter basket candy. Now, some, probably not knowing the age group of people watching today, I had already prepared for Easter, and our weakness in our Easter baskets, Starburst jelly beans. Yes, it is a weakness of mine. Anybody watching this video that knows me knows it is a horrible weakness of mine. And I had already taken it upon ourselves to go ahead and purchase those things before we were all in self-isolation. So I have been eating Starburst jelly beans now for about 2.5 weeks, and when you all the studies show that research all proves that when you use that much sugar in your diet, it will make your face break out. So I've had several on the bottom. This one right here, it was a doozy, and it came up day before yesterday, and I would almost say cystic. However, we did use the facial steamer and we got some stuff out of it. I say we, me and the mouse in my pocket, I guess. I did. And now we are in healing phase. And as nobody's supposed to be touching their face right now, isn't that right? And y'all know that is a bad thing for me. Okay. We've got that, and as you can see, it kind of gives just a little bit of a glow. So it's a nice little glow, but it doesn't give a lot of coverage. Now, any additional coverage, if I felt like I needed a little bit more, I will tell you my favorite products that I'm using right now. And if y'all have not found Charlotte Tilbury, I'm telling you, it's the most amazing stuff. I'm going to do a video on all of my favorite Charlotte Tilbury products, probably coming up as I'm bored and needing to do some more videos. So let's now let's go to eyes. So this is about all I'm going to do on my face, other than I'm going to try to cover this a little bit more because it is so bad. But I'm going to let this sit on my face for just a bit and just let it soak in and do what it's going to do. But it does give a nice little glow to the face, as you can kind of see when I look over here. So now what we're going to do is let's do a little bit on our eyes. We're not going to do much on our eyes because there's no real need. Now, one of the products that I'm using right now is from Thrive Causemetics. This is the waterproof primer, Eye Lift 360, and I don't know if you can see that, Thrive. Too much light. I like to use an eye primer. I'm going to be honest, I don't know how much it really does help keep my eyeshadow on. I don't know if it really does or not, but if it does, that's great. Yet again, touching my face during the coronavirus. This is one of those do what I say, not as I do. But I did wash my hands really good before I started this tutorial, so I should be good to touch my own face at this point. And haven't been outside or out of my confines of my home in a very long time. So I should be okay. All right, so we're doing that. We're going to let that sit for a minute. The palette that I use most times if I'm just staying at home or around the house or kind of putting something on to go to the gym, which I'm not going to the gym during these days, is the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette. This palette I just got at probably Walgreens. It's just the one that's local, and a drugstore brand. But y'all, these colors have great payoff, and I really do like them when I'm just doing a very, very light eye. I like it's one of the Bare Minerals. This is the Flathead Shadow Brush. If y'all have ever used that, that is a great brush for my little baby eyes just to do my lid. But I'm going to go into this kind of champagne-y gold color, and that's the color that I'm going to put on my lid. And let me switch that around. I like this better. I put that little, I'm kind of a goldy, I think the gold works better with my hazel, weird eye color changing eyes that I have. Sometimes they're gold, sometimes they're brown, sometimes they're green. Sometimes you just never know what my eye color is going to be. So today they kind of look greenish, but I'm going to go with this gold color. I usually go into the crease just a little bit more. Show y'all here. I go into the crease and up a little bit higher than my lid. I know that some people call that transition shade. I just kind of carry it right on up. Then the next thing that I do actually is, let me clean that off a little bit. Y'all use one of these? This is the product that I use to clean off. It's called a Color Switch by Vera oh no, I don't know really. It says it instantly, this is going to be backwards for y'all, but instantly removes makeup. So all you're supposed to have to do is just do that, and it changes the color out on your brush. What I like to do is I like to go ahead and at this point I will do under my brow. For some reason, I don't know why I do it in this order. Everybody has kind of a different situation that they do their eyes. So I kind of do this lighter shade. I chose this shade right there to do up underneath my brow to give me a little bit of height. Okay, and that's pretty quick. And then I come back in with just a little smaller. This is a little Sephora brush. I'm not even sure. It doesn't even have it just says eyeshadow, you know. So I go back in with probably this right here. This, a lot of people might even use that color for their lid, but I like to do that in my crease and consider it just my crease color. Some people could choose that as a what they call a transition color and put that in the middle, which is just a little bit darker than my lid color, but not much. And then have that nice transition wash right there. Okay. And then, all right, we do that. Then I do think that I should come back in with a little bit deeper color. And in deciding which one I'm going to do, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm going to come to this one right here because this is our day look. And I'm just going to, in the crease, but in the outer corner here. Still in the crease, but the outer portion. So middle of the eye to the end of the eye. That just gives it a tad bit more definition. Just a tad, not much. Okay. And this is a quick look. So guys, pretty much I'm going to come back in and I'm going to blend everything kind of together. Just generally kind of together. And you know what? I'm going to call it a day on eyeshadow. And so that brush, that goes back into my drawer. Now, because it's just, I'm hanging out around the house kind of thing, and I'm going to use a brown eyeliner pencil, not a black. Now, if I'm going out, I'm always using black. It's just what I do. It's a black thing. I like it. But I'm going to use a brown just for a softer look. And I'm going to actually rim the top of my eye, the lash line, going back and forth on both eyes, as you know. Okay. So, we've rimmed the top lash. And then because I'm a little bit different, I'm going to go in with my under eye concealer. And guys, if you've not, this is going to be in my Charlotte Tilbury favorites video, but because it doesn't actually have the name on it, but it's this little, I use one pail in it. It is an under eye cover wash. Y'all are going to shoot me. I'll have to add that in there. But this stuff covers under eye darkness better than anything I have ever been able to get. I'm telling you, it is amazing. Love, love, love. Absolutely wipes away all of it. Gosh, I can't remember the name. Come in with a beauty blender and blend that out just to make sure it's a little bit more blended. Now you notice that this usually happens in this form and this way because I should have probably done that before I started my eye makeup, but I don't. I go right into eyes like crazy and then go back and go, oh, I didn't do my under eye. So now I'm going to come back. And just like I said, I really have decided that I do not care for my eyes when the bottom waterline is not it is not rimmed. I love my bottom waterline rimmed. So I will pull down ever so slightly, rim that bottom. I think it has something to do with the shape of my eyes. I prefer that over anything. But that's about all I do for that. But if I want to do something a little bit different or add just a little bit more, I will come in with the brown and put the brown underneath the lash line gently. Okay, so we got that. All right. Okay, once we do that, guess what? We are ready for mascara. And I don't normally curl my lashes. I just don't. That's kind of not something that I do. But I do use, this is the Marc Jacobs Lash Primer. That's the one I'm using right now. And I will say this, I am using a lash serum right now. And I am back on the Rodan and Field's Lash Boost. And y'all, it just works better for my lashes. It really does. I know people are using Latisse. People use Grand Lash. People use the new Lash. I've tried several of those, and nothing works my lashes like the Rodan and Field's product. So I don't sell Rodan and Field's, not my thing, but I do like that. That's one of the products that really works for me for them. Then also, y'all know my tried and true, the Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions. Thrive mascara. I have this on auto ship. I wiggle at the bottom. Oh, it's got a hair on it. Not good. I wiggle at the base of my lash and then pull to the ends. This is the only mascara, as you know, that does not leave the dots up above because when my lashes do get long, because I have been religious with my lash serum, it always touches up above. And if I've really done a lot of mascara, I can end up looking like Raggedy Ann because there will be lines of my mascara. So with that being said, this is the best mascara that I have found for me. It is like a fiber mascara, and what it does is it just does not leave those dots. I should turn this way. Super fast little coating. Of mascara. Okay. Alrighty. So that's just about enough of that. That's about all we need to do. Now we take a look and assess, and I know a lot of y'all are going, oh my gosh, she doesn't do anything with her brows. Guess what? I don't do anything with my brows. Best part of my body, the Lord bless me. Best part of my body, eyebrows. In my opinion. I do dye my eyebrows, and I might do an eyebrow dyeing tutorial later. So if you want to check back on my video channel, you can take a look at that, because I'm going to end up doing an eyebrow where I dye my eyebrows. But as you saw, there's nothing on my eyebrows. I don't do anything with my eyebrows. That's just kind of what they are. And I'm especially fine with that today when I don't need to do anything with them. So that's kind of the good thing. Okay, so I assessed my situation, and all I can see is that. That is really big. So what do I have in my arsenal that might cover that? Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't have that many series with acne, so it's not that bad. But at present, maybe let's try this. Let's try this Instant Age Rewind Corrector. Let's try that and see. This is in a bit of a darker color, so maybe it will cover a little bit more of that and the redness and be kind of the same color. And we'll touch on that. Not exactly great. Not exactly great, but it's about what we have. I'm going to use that and dab around it. And it covered just a little bit. But you know what might actually help is going to be my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. Best stuff in the world. I use two different kinds. I use this fair, and then I also use two medium. A lot of times I'll put fair under my eyes, and then I'll use, as you see, Hit Pan. And this is number 2 or number 3 that I have purchased, and will continue to purchase. But I love to use this with a puff. I have a Laura Mercier puff, and when I use it with a puff, it really builds some coverage and color for me. And so you can see when I do that, definitely not a perfect situation with the huge pimple due to the Starburst jelly beans, but it did at least something. Okay, so now we decide, do we want a little cheek? Yeah, we want a little cheek. I do not know how to say this. I should know how to say this, but the blush, this blush duo, it's, I'll figure out the name, how to say this word, but this brand is great. It gives you this, gives me 2 different colors, and one's Adore Me and one's Hold Me, and it's a blush duo. And since I'm kind of pale, just because we are staying at home and not being able to go to the spray tan bed, I'm going to grab just a big brush. I'm going to go into the lighter color and just touch on the cheeks just to give me a little bit of coverage. Little coverage. There we go. And that helps somewhat. So just a little bit of coverage. Great blush right there that we're using. So now let's do some lip. And I probably going to use some lip scents just because it does stay all day. And when I am going to the gym or whatever, I like to use the lip scents because it just helps. It just does. It just helps keep everything on, and so I can be there for as long as I need to be, and it works great. I've got a lip scents video that I'll link so that if y'all want to look at proper application of lip scents, we can do that. We make sure we shake it down really good, really, really, really good, and we start our application. We start with very clean, very dry lips, and y'all are going to see how fast I can do this nowadays. But I have to not talk. And we dry. And we dry. Now, I probably will only do 2 coats. I know this is horrible talking like this, isn't it? I know. I'll only do 2 coats of this. I make sure it's good and dry. Fan in just a little bit when I can. And then we use our glossy gloss. That first coat I always put really good so it seals it in. Have it not too bad. Not too bad. Gonna take my little, I'm gonna be doing more videos. Look, this flat hair. Thank you, coronavirus. But it is giving me a little bit of time to let my hair rest from hot tools. And I'm using a lot of hair masks, so I'm going to be doing a lot of videos over the next few days and weeks since we are kind of all under this self-isolation mode. Some of you may not be under self-isolation. You may have to stay there due to government mandates. But everybody stay safe, stay well, wash your hands, and we'll see you next time because you know what? We're just getting started.